Hey everyone, Tony D and Little Joan here with your Hollywoke hot take. We're going to talk about some famous people and why they should shut up about politics again. But before we get to that, smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. You are what makes this channel great. And if you want to support the channel, maybe get Little Joan a snack, you can go to my Patreon. You can go to Webcomic Factory, or you could buy one of my fabulous books, including Wokistan, a novel, political satire, and of course, The Pineys, books 1, 2, 3, and 4, available at Amazon.com. Ebook, trade, paperback, Kindle Unlimited is free. And Pineys number 5, dropping in October, editing it this weekend. Got the cover. I'll be sneaking it out soon. Okay, John Legend. Americans may have to think about leaving the country if Trump reelected. Shut up, John Legend. Just shut up. I couldn't name a single song you've recorded. I don't know who you are. I'm probably too old for your music. But this is just a stupid statement in my view. I assume you're American. If you're not, you really should shut up. But I assume you're an American. These people who make comments who are celebrities, you have millions and millions of dollars. Why aren't you out there living your life, your fabulous life? I wouldn't have time for this crap if I had your money. I'd be too busy doing awesome stuff all the time. Get involved with politics? No, thank you very much. I'm too busy making movies and TV shows and comic books and writing stuff and going on TV and being entertaining. No, you got to have an opinion. No one's going to move. Look, people talk the same exact way about George W. Bush when he was in office. The same exact way. I'm moving to Canada if he gets reelected. Oh, I'm moving to Canada. Yeah, me too. I'm moving to Canada. No one moved to Canada. Not a single person moved to Canada because of George W. Bush. And he got reelected. It's because this is all hyperbolic nonsense. And for John Legend to say this stuff is really disingenuous, I think, because he has no intention of leaving when he has just bought a $17.5 million house in Beverly Hills. And it's pretty awesome. I got to say, the house is sweet. I assume a gazillion people could live there, but very few people do. So I really don't think you have, any credibility in this area, Mr. Rich Guy with millions of dollars. You're just another rich guy shooting off his mouth. You're a singer. You're a singer. I don't get my political advice from a singer unless he's very, very well read. And you don't strike me as being well read. You just strike me as being one of the flavors of the month. So enjoy your money, dude. You earned it. But stay out of the political game, man. You just annoy the S out of everybody. You don't really know what you're talking about. And when Trump's reelected, how's that gonna look? How's that doing for your record sales? All the Trump fans dropping you it's not. He was in Cosmopolitan UK, so maybe he's English. Is he English? Man, if you're English, shut up. You really have nothing to say on this. I love how Meghan Markle is dragging her husband into the fray. What are you talking about, Meghan? You married a guy who lives in the UK, he's in the royal family, and you dragged him back here? What are you, an idiot? Go back to England and live the fabulously wealthy lifestyle that royals get to live. Why are you here? It's nuts. On the opposite side of the coin, Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal draw backlash for pushing back on the Breonna Taylor outrage. Or rather, the Breonna Taylor narrative. Because Sir Charles knows the deal. He knows that her boyfriend shot first. He shot a cop. And, I don't think he knows the finer details that Breonna actually, according to Officer Tatum, was involved in some drug nonsense. but he knows enough to know that, like, this is not what happened to George Floyd. Yeah, and George Floyd basically killed himself, but, you know, the guy kneeling on his neck didn't help. And Ahmaud Arbery, I don't know. That guy looked like he was robbing the place, but he certainly didn't deserve to die. I mean, look, nobody deserves to die. Sometimes people die because they do stupid things. Like when you break into someone's home, that's stupid. That's an open invitation to murder you. But I digress. Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal at least have common sense. And they're at least allowed to push back on this outrage because they're both black. You know, you can't, God forbid, if anybody of any other race pushed back, oh, they'd immediately be a racist. Now these two are trying to cancel them on Twitter, but F Twitter. F Twitter. Don't listen to Twitter. But the real question here is, why is TNT and their sports show talking about social justice? Why does ESPN do it? You know, the guys at work have ESPN on. Now, I could give two S's about organized sports. I don't care who wins. I don't care who's playing. I don't care about any sports. None of it. And even I'm missing sports talk. Because every sports talk channel, every single one, talks about social justice now. And I cannot imagine being a sports fan and having to tolerate that all this time since the George Floyd riots. That's all they talk about. You know, they finally got a few games in and now they have something to talk about. But Jesus, these guys shouldn't be talking about that. Not that they don't have opinions and aren't smart, but they are sports commentators. It's a sports show. Can we finally talk about sports? Can we go back to our lives? No? Okay. Then you're going to have to take your lumps, BLM rioters. And those lumps are coming. And they're coming in the form of jail. And no one, by the time you're finished, is going to shed even a single tear for you. Not a one. They will happily push you in prison at the rate you're going. BLM is losing whatever goodwill it had in the beginning. And I think it's pretty obvious that, you know, it's all political at this point. The Democrats thought they could use BLM as a surrogate money machine and as a surrogate way to beat the Republicans over the head. It's completely backfired. It hasn't worked. And at the end of the day, the Democrats will slowly back off of it and let BLM take the heat. And they'll just point to it and go, well, see, we didn't do it. It was BLM that caused the riots, not us. Now that you all hate BLM, we can point to it too and go, yeah, that was bad. That's exactly what Democrats do. That's exactly what politicians do. But good for Charles and Shaquille for pushing back on Breonna Taylor, because all that nonsense is just ridiculous. Breonna Taylor should not be a martyr. She's not a martyr to police brutality. There's so many other people who have died, and they weren't doing anything. This idea that these communists and socialists in our major media, they infuriate me, the way they create these narratives out of nothing. And at the end of the day, this is going to hurt everybody they claim to help, because they will not defund the police. Where they do defund the police, they will hurt poor people. And when they finally, things go back to normal and they do refund the police, the police will be a little bit reluctant to come to your neighborhood, I would think. Just a little bit, if not outright resentful of the entire community because you rioted on them. Because when the chips were down, you threw them under the bus, almost literally, and attacked them. Oh, you think the police were bad to you before? They were relatively tame as compared to all the resentment and anger you've created. And no, I don't condone their behavior, but I know it's coming. Because those guys are ensconced in their positions. And if they can weather this storm and things go back to normal, you'll be wishing you had listened to me. You will be wishing you had pushed getting the Constitution back in order. That's the thing that kills me about these celebrities. Suddenly, every one of them is like, oh, Trump's hurting democracy. He's hurting the Constitution. You know, nobody gave a damn about the Constitution when Obama was running amok on it, or Bush, because it was popular to let those two do whatever they want. For Bush, it was all about 9/11. For Obama, it was all about Obama. And you didn't say a whit about the Constitution. We libertarians did. So don't lecture me. And don't lecture me, celebrities. Go back to doing what you do. The people you should be pushing back on are the people who make you talk about social justice on a sports TV show. Your producers, your studio. I thought this was a sports show. Why are we talking about social justice? Oh, it's for ratings, Charles. People want to see sports. I'd like to talk about sports, please. Push back on that, Charles. And John Legend, I hope you enjoy the hit your music sales are going to take for taking a side. I hope you enjoy that. You know, so many people have gotten canceled or lost a lot of money because they had to open their big mouths. So maybe spending $17 million on a mansion, maybe you should rethink that.